Hey guys, how y'all doing? Okay, a little change of plans for tonight. We're not going to be doing a Christmas song. Um, I was on a, I was chatting with some people. It was live the other day, and they told the story on how they got together. Mike and April do cool stuff. Was their birthday weekend or whatever? They did a whole bunch of lives, which was pretty awesome. You got to go back and watch them. They were doing the $100 Mighty Challenge bonus in a bunch of their live. So if y'all don't know what that is, you'll have to follow Man versus Slots so he can explain all the rules, or Bradley Jones does a real good job at explaining all the rules. Go to his channel and he'll explain the rules of the Mighty Challenge bonus. It's a $100 bonus. But anyway, Mike and April did something the other night that I thought was pretty cool. They shared a story on how they met. So tonight I'm going to share the story of how me and Amber met, Ninny. My name is James. Her name is Amber. Okay. Well, how we met was we met in 2001. Our son Isaiah was already born. We weren't together at the time. At the time Isaiah was born, she had him from her previous marriage. But I lived in the apartment above her mother. So at the time we met, Isaiah was about 3 weeks old. Isaiah is one of our kids that's 21. So me and Amber met. I was dating another girl, and we lived above her mother in an apartment complex. And so Amber and this girl I was seeing became friends, and everything. And me and this other girl had stayed together about 3 years, and we had some issues, breaking up, going off and on. You get what I mean. Well, me and Ninny, Amber, hooked up one night, and Ninny became pregnant with our daughter. And the girl I was seeing was aware of this. And then while me and this girl were still together, Amber gave birth to this child of ours. And then after the baby was born, I seen Ninny in a restaurant in our hometown of Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, and she invited us out. Talked to me and the girl I was still kind of seeing, out to the house, and I went out and seen the baby and everything. And at the time, Ninny wasn't putting two and two together on our daughter being mine. And it just didn't faze her at the time. Well, anyhow, so later on down the line, within the next couple of weeks, me and this girl split up. She started messing around on me and stuff, and when, like I said, the cheating thing I don't do, I'm not, when this deal happened with me and Ninny, it wasn't a cheating deal. Me and the other girl were not together at the time. So it was, I guess you can say, it wasn't really a rebound, but of a one night stand. It wasn't meant to be that way, but it's kind of how it happened. And then me and the other girl got back together, and then, anyway, moving on to 2003 when our daughter was born. Me and this other girl had been dating, and we broke up. And I'm guessing about within 2 days of me and this girl breaking up, I get a hold of Amber and say, "Hey, man, the rodeo's in town, You want to go to the rodeo with me?" She's like, "Oh, yeah, sure, I'll go," and she was kind of skeptical at first, because me and the girl had just broke up. She's like, "I hope this ain't set up, for something weird to happen or whatever." So she broke off the date, and her grandmother was talking to her, and she's like, "You ought to feel bad, we come all the way out here, and you told him you'd go with him, and then you changed your mind." And then so she called me the next day, and she's like, "Hey, if you still want to go on a date with me, that's fine." I said, "Hey, if you want, you're more welcome to bring Isaiah." Isaiah at the time was a little over a year old, almost 2, I guess. And of course, our daughter was, she was born in April, so she was 2 months old. It still hadn't dawned on Amber yet that Karen Lee was mine. And so me and Amber started dating, and that's how we ended up being together. We got together the summer of 2003. We dated, well, I guess you can say dated. Within us kind of just chit-chatting for about a month, we moved in together in July or August of 2003. And we were together for 5 years before we got married. And she had finally told me about May of that year. She's like, I'm tired of waiting on whether or not we're going to get married, because I'd already proposed to her in the past, you know. By that time, we'd already had 2 kids together. You know, Isaiah came into with the marriage. Corey came in with the marriage on her last, you know, from her side, and I already had 2 kids. So altogether, we have 8 children, 6 boys and 2 girls. But anyway, so we come in as a mixed family. She had 3 prior, I had 2 prior, and we have 3 together. We have Karen Lee, which is 19, and we have Ryan, which is 17, together, and we also have Jesse. So we have 8 kids, but 7 living, because we have Jesse. Jesse would be 18 this year, but he died the same day he was born. He died in 2004. He died May 22nd of 2004. He died the same day he was born. He was stillborn when she had him. So that was real hard on us. But anyway, fast forwarding to 2008, she's like, I'm tired of waiting on you whether or not we're going to get married. You know, we've been together almost 5 years, and I want us to make it official. You know, she's like, I like what we got going on, but I want it to be official that I want to carry your last name. I'm like, okay, well, what I had done, I had booked a place at one of our local lakes where it has like the big pavilion and all that for a family gathering for Memorial Weekend in 2008. Well, I told her, I said, hey, I got the pavilion already set up for us for Memorial Weekend. Let's just go ahead and get married since everybody's going to be there for the family gathering. She's like, are you serious? Are you serious? And I'm the kind of guy, I'm a jokester, okay? I drove a truck. I make really good money. I mean, at the time I didn't drive a truck. Okay, here's how that boiled down. When me and Ninny originally first got together, I worked for Dollar General as a cashier. I made like $150 a week, okay? And then by the time we got married, I was already a truck driver, and I was making really good money. Because I'd went to trucking school and all that while we were together. I'd started out working at a casino for the Chickasaw Nation in Davis, Oklahoma. And I'm like, you know, I'm making all right money here, but I want to do something better for my family, you know. So I got my CDL and became a truck driver. So anyway, so May 25th of 2008, while we were at this family gathering, we had decided we were going to go ahead and get married. And I always like joking with Ninny. I'm a jokester. I don't do anything serious, guys. I mean, if you knew me personally, anyone that sees this on our personal page or whatever, you'll know the way I am. If I say something, I joke about everything. I mean, I joke about things when we're at funerals, when we're at birthday parties. I don't take anything serious. She's like, how much can I spend on a wedding dress? And I was just giving her shit, you know. I'm like, $4. You know, I'm making 6 figures here working in the oil field, driving a semi. I was just joking around. So she goes to a place, and she's like, buys this wedding dress, and the lady's like, well, how much are you allowed to spend? She said, he told me $4, which was just a complete joke. And, you know, it wasn't really meant for her to spend $4. Because she saw the smirk on my face when I did it. I always tell everybody $4. If my kids ask how much I have in my wallet, if I have $1,000 in my wallet, I always tell them I got $4. If they ask how much is on my debit card, I always tell them $4. That's just the way I am. I just play around about crap. Anyway, so she bought a $4 wedding dress, and it was blue, and it was gorgeous looking. She bought it at a thrift store. But anyway, so May 25th, we got married, but we went through a real devastation 5 days prior to our wedding. On May 20th of 2008, 5 days before we were supposed to get married, our oldest son woke me up to tell me, he said, "Dad, I smell smoke in the house." I'm like, okay, I got up. Me and Ninny had been up at that time. YouTube wasn't a big deal. You couldn't download music from YouTube as a playlist for your wedding song. So we were on LimeWire putting music on CDs for our wedding. And I had fell asleep on the couch, and fell asleep on the couch in my clothes, and I think I still had my shoes on and stuff. So I got up and started investigating on what was going on, and I went in the boys' room and I smelled the smoke. And my son was coughing pretty hard, and I said, "Trey," I said, "you need to go outside." I said, "You're coughing real hard, so you've inhaled some of the smoke, so you need to go outside and take a deep breath." Well, I no longer said that, and I turn around, and all of a sudden I hear, poof! The light socket in my younger boys' bedroom in Isaiah and Ryan's room had caught fire and caught excuse my language, caught the freaking curtain on fire. And it started spreading through the house. And I went in there, and luckily Isaiah and Ryan had fell asleep with their mom in our bedroom. And I went there, I said, "Amber, get up. The house is on fire. The house is on fire." She's like, "Quit messing around, James. We were up late. Quit teasing me." I said, and I grabbed her and I shook her and I pulled out stuff. I said, "I ain't joking with you. The effing house is on fire." And so she gets up. She's like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." And so we get the kids up out of the bedroom. Trey's already outside. Karen Lee is laying next to her mom. I guess she'd got up in the middle of the night and went in there and laid with her mom. So Isaiah jumps on my back. At the time, he's probably 5 or 6. Karen Lee's 3 or 4. And Ryan's almost 2, or is 2. And so Amber grabs Ryan in her arms and starts walking towards the door. Isaiah jumps on my back, and I grab my daughter's leg and drag her off the bed and is dragging her through the house. Well, back then, cell phones weren't still a real super big thing. We had one, but I didn't know where it was at. I wasn't around it or anything. So I went back in the house while the house was on fire, and we had a home phone, so I dialed 911 and told them the house was on fire. And the dispatcher knew me by name. She's like, "James, what are you doing in the house?" I'm like, "I had to call 911 because the house is on fire." She said, "Get your butt out of the house." So I get out of the house. So 5 days before we get married, we lose our house to a house fire. So Red Cross steps in and rents us a room at a hotel and helps us try to get another rental home and all that stuff. So the day before our wedding, we're moving into this new rental home. So the day of our wedding, we don't really have a honeymoon. We were just so grateful to have the kids and everyone getting out of the house that we didn't really book anything for a honeymoon. And so we just did the wedding, and after the wedding was over out there at the lake, we went home and, thankful we were finally together as a married couple. So basically, that's how me and Amber met, and the story of how we ended up getting married. Like I said, she come into the marriage with 3 children. I come into the marriage with 2 children, and we have 3 together. And the 3 we have together, none of the kids were born while we were under wedlock. So, that just happens, when you're together 5 years. Our kids range from age 27 all the way to 17. And so we have 8 children, 6 boys, 2 girls, 7 living. 5 boys and 2 girls that are living, and Jesse would have been 18 this year had he'd survived the birth. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was cool that April and Mike shared the story on how they met and everything the other night on the Mike and April Do Cool Stuff. I hope y'all all appreciate this. I'm sorry it's not a Christmas song tonight. Had family over the weekend, you know. And so I just wanted to share that. And I figured with it being Christmas time, share a good story. Me and Amber's been together since 2003. Next year we'll be together 20 years. We got married in 2008. So anyway, that's our story. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry if some of the pieces were kind of blotchy and cut out, but anyway, y'all have a I'll be on tomorrow night with a song. And in the meantime, hope y'all have a great week. Hope y'all have a great week at work. I hope your holidays turn out great and fine. I got a busy week scheduled this week. I got physical therapy and stuff for my knee. From that knee replacement I had back in August. So, hope y'all have a good week. And if y'all ever want to see the story on how we started our channel, you'll have to go back some videos back when we were still going under ninny and pop slots instead of pop and ninny slots. And I look forward to seeing y'all once the holiday is over. We'll be back at the casino. And pop and ninny slogan is always going to be, can't win if you don't spin. Y'all have a good night. Peace out.